You are in a deep and important part of your process where you may feel that there is a breaking down due to a feeling of tension or challenge, and that what is no longer serving is being removed, whether that be relationships in your life, certain work situations, environments, but also ways that you talk to yourself that no longer serve you, certain routines in your life, certain behaviors. And you may even notice that I'm not even really that anymore. I don't do those behaviors all the time. I'm not drawn to those people the way that I used to be anymore. I don't want to be in those environments. I don't always talk to myself in this way anymore. I talk to myself more in a loving way, more in a productive way. I'm rewriting the stories that no longer work for me and replacing them with new pathways to new stories that will forge a path and will be an activation to where I want to go. But there can be this titrating back and forth as you take those first baby steps into really grounding yourself into the new. Hello, I'm Kristen. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new here. And we're just going to talk about energies for the week, starting April 7th or whenever you get this video. All right. What else wants to come through? What do we need to know about this week? What lies beneath? What's hidden that needs to come up and out? What needs to have a light shine on it? What's the way forward? What's our higher self want to say? Sensuality. Having this deep understanding that you need to feel. You need to no longer suppress your own personal feelings, and especially how they're expressed physically, how you feel into your emotions, how other people are affecting how you feel about your body and how you move in the world. Connecting to what makes you feel sensual, what makes you feel complete. The smells, the sounds. What kind of fabrics do you like to have on your body? Maybe it's about buying a whole bunch of silk blouses or cashmere or flannel. I'm feeling that some of you just need completely new bedding, that when you go to bed at night, you want to be surrounded by a certain kind of fabric or feeling that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel welcomed in your own bedroom, in your own bed. Being alive to what's around you in this world that you can feel into, being in nature. Being willing to release and let go of what doesn't make you feel welcomed in your own body, including certain people, certain situations. Perhaps somebody has said things to you about your body, your looks, your being. I think we all have those friends that are like, oh yeah, I prefer your hair the other way, or yeah, you're getting too skinny, or why did you get that lash lift? What are you trying to do? Be a celebrity? People nitpicking and breaking down this creative confidence, this wall, this beautiful veil. And by wall, it's like I'm feeling this like beautiful castle wall that has vines all over it. You've built this kind of very protective energy that's very alive around yourself. And it's like people trying to penetrate that, trying to get in, trying to snake around, trying to maneuver and like really poke into those things that they know will upset you. It could even be, I'm your friend, I have to say that. Real friends tell the truth. Oh, you're just being oversensitive. I didn't mean to say that. Whatever. You put on 5 pounds. Who cares? Like, I'm just saying that's how you looked in the photo. Things like that tear away from the fact that you have been working on feeling active and alive in your body, feeling sensual, feeling sexual, which really is this like creative source energy. So to tap into your sexuality is also to tap into the mysteries of how you are a creator and can create and manifest in this world. Bottom of the deck, manifest self, right? It's like I'm allowing to disintegrate what no longer serves. I'm letting these chunks of identity, or what I have believed was identity, that's not even true. It's a mask, it's an illusion. What other people kept putting on me as identity, I let those chunks fall away. Orange, sacral chakra, sensuality, confidence. It's the fire in the belly. It's that creative force. It's like somebody petting you, right? I'm feeling like you really can feel around you what you're really present with, enjoying this homemade soup and really just cherishing how every single juice in your mouth feels from it and the ingredients in it, and really feeling just the comfort of your pet's fur. Letting that be supportive, whatever it is. With the blue and the pink in there, it feels heart and throat, speaking up for yourself, connecting into your heart, speaking from your heart, coming out and being able to say to whoever or whatever, it's no, you don't talk to me that way, if that's what needs to be said. Or at least being able to talk to yourself like, I don't need to be talked to that way, and being able to let go, walk away. Sometimes it's the silent let goes. I'm just gonna back off. I'm going to create space within myself. I'm not going to go into attack mode or defensive mode, or trying to explain or justify what they've said or done. I'm just gonna know confidently and securely, I don't need to spend any more time on this energy. All right, Nico. All right, let's continue on. If you're enjoying this, please give me a thumbs up. It would mean the world. It would help the channel out a lot. It would help me to grow and have other people see these messages. So if you enjoy them and want others to be able to be a part of the conversation with us and connect, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, and I would appreciate it and thank you for it. I would take him off, but he'll just jump right back on because cats, it's their place. I'm just hanging out here. So with judgment, rebirth, coming into a reckoning too. It's a reckoning with the way you haven't stuck up for yourself in the past. And again, it's not necessarily about picking a fight or getting aggressive or starting an argument with the person. I was watching something on YouTube, this guy, Jefferson Fisher, and he's an attorney. He talks all about how to communicate more effective with people, how to talk, not argue. And one of his big points is, how do you win an argument? You don't start an argument. It's not really worth it. So I think this is coming into yourself, reckoning with yourself about the self-responsibility, accepting where you were at the time, how your safety, security, sense of well-being needed to be where it was in certain relationships and in certain environments. You weren't at a place to be there for yourself the way you are now. And that's the reconciliation of the self, is understanding wow, I can look at how much I've grown myself and appreciate it. And that's all that matters. This is second chances as well for something that really is meaningful or important to you. And when you release and let go, it no longer serves. When you let the pot of water gently boil up and burn away, take away, disintegrate what is no longer needed in just a very gentle process, you can find that there does become space and room for what you want to bring in. We can't bring in something if there isn't any space for it. Ten of Swords, an ending. It's an ending of a phase of life, a cycle of life, a season of life. A number of different things going on with astrology right now. We're in this moment ending the Libra, Aries, North Node, South Node, all those eclipses in that axis. Literally that just ended last week. So that's a 2-year process. In one of the eclipses a few weeks ago, that was like starting up a whole new 29 years cycle. We're in a place right now where there's a lot of change. There's also a lot of planets moving. Neptune just went into Aries. It had been in Pisces for 14 years. So there's 14-year cycles. So seeing if any of that resonates or any or all, the last 2 years, 14 years. Looking forward to the next 30 years. Maybe it's not in 30 years from now, but what is the path forward moving into the future here on out? What are the long-term goals and what are those small markers in between? How do you want to feel in 29 years? And how is that aligning with how you're feeling now or how you have felt for the last 29 years? And if you're not 29 yet, up until now. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups clarified by 7 of Pentacles. Arguing with yourself internally around options, around the choices that you've made and what are the choices moving forward. Not being in an old mindset of feeling like there is lack of choice. I had no choice, so I had to do it that way, or I had no choices, or it's understanding that there is, in this moment in time, there's a place to find fertile ground. And you can plant several different seeds and see how they start to grow, what comes up first. You may have several goals, like I want a long-term partnership, I want to buy a home, I want to change this in my career, I want to travel to India, I want these different things. And it could be, I want to go to India next year, but maybe you meet somebody and get married instead, and then you don't go to India for 3 years. And you get to go with your fantastic lover, or maybe you go with a group of friends on a yoga retreat. But you don't often know sometimes where the timelines are going to expand. So you can dream with yourself. You don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to argue with yourself about that's too big of a dream, or I'll never do that, or how am I going to get there, or that seems impossible. Or I've spent my life doing this for the last 14 years, this job, this partnership, this thing. How on earth am I going to all of a sudden pivot and take a hard left and do this complete other thing that's my heart's desire? How do I get there from here? You just begin to plant the seed. You begin to imagine and dream, to begin to take little steps, to begin to talk about it with yourself, to begin to talk about it with others, to look at what are some practical steps that you can begin to look at, even if it's just writing things down and brainstorming. The Magician, because you really do have everything that you need to manifest what you're looking for over time. But you may not manifest it all at once. And also, there may be certain skills that you need to, and gifts and talents that you need to nurture for certain things. Like maybe you've got a talent for something, but you need to go to school or work with a mentor or apprentice something, or you ought to be to enhance that skill, gift or talent. So just because you're not at like full magician on every single one of your powers or resources doesn't mean that it's not there. Some things just need to be developed, but it's there for you. And then there's another place where you have everything as you need. It can be the other way around as well. It could be both. It could be you think I've got to go to school, I've got to do this thing, I'm not ready for this, I have to do 10,000 more classes and hours of this, when really you have enough right now to get started, and the rest will come. You will enhance those skills, you will do that work, but you are good enough right here, right now to get started, to get going. So this is a week about getting started and getting going and recognizing that cycles have come to a close. And for all of us, there's major cycles that it's been several years, whether it's 2 years, 14 years, and it's layers of cycles. So the last 2 years has been like this, I've had this going on, but then I see how that 2 years is a part of this major 14, 15, 10-year thing. So I think this is a week where you're really beginning to put everything together and almost see the map and see how the journey has been for you. And yes, the places where you feel like the heat is on, like you've been broken down in these different areas of your life. And I think it's important to take a moment to acknowledge that in all those areas where things were challenging and broken down, that often they made you stronger, more resilient, have more wisdom, trust yourself more, appreciate yourself more, given you lessons that have been invaluable. Often a challenging time really is an initiation in our healing and coming into more wholeness. So embrace all the wholeness that you've come into, and recognize that you're on a journey your entire life, but you're allowed to stop, rest, and appreciate where you are right now and how far you've come. I'm going to leave it at that. I want to thank you so much for being here. And if you're enjoying content like this, I would love it if you would subscribe. I would love to have more hangout time with you and to connect with you more and become part of the fam. We are small but mighty, and I appreciate every single one of you that have taken your time out of your day to share with me today. And I've got videos every single day coming up this week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.